Okay, good morning once again. Oh, sorry, good afternoon once again to each and everyone who has taken time to watch this live broadcast. I want to use this time and opportunity to say thanks to each and everyone who has been supportive to this live broadcast and this motivational moment. God richly bless you so much. So this morning we are going to look at something important, something that I think as what powerful, something I believe so much that is going to change our lives. And there are so many reasons why we should discuss this topic, or this topic should be a main subject for today's discussion. And it's something that has a direct relation to our existence in this part of the world, let's say on earth. So today's topic has been titled the purpose of life. The purpose of life. In the walk of life, we are all looking for the main reason why we have been brought into this world to live. And this is a question that most people keep asking. And it's something that I believe strongly that is going to be a blessing to us, to myself, to each and everyone that is watching. So this afternoon, we are going to look at the topic, the purpose of life. The purpose of life. The purpose of life. So today's topic is what? The purpose of what? Of life. So we'd like to look at the meaning of this topic. The meaning of this topic first, then we'll break it down to a more simple term, okay? So the meaning of this topic, the purpose of life, is what? This pertains to the significance of living or existence as human being, okay? So it pertains to what? The significance of living or the existence as a human being. Okay, that is the meaning of what? The topic, the purpose of life. So it goes further to say that what? This can also mean the central motivating aim of your life. The reason you get up in the morning and do whatever you do. So the meaning of this topic, when you look at what I've shared so far, it says what? This pertains to what? The significance of living or existence as a human being. So we are looking at what? Our significance or the reason why we are living as human beings on this earth. What is your reason for living on this earth? What is your purpose for living on this earth? One thing that I shared yesterday on my platform is that what? God has not bring us or has not brought us to this world to just come and occupy the earth just like that. But there is an ultimate reason. There is a superior reason why God has created you and I and brought us onto this earth to come and occupy the earth and also be a blessing to this earth. And this is one question, or this is one thing that people have been searching answers to. Their purpose to the life that's what they are living. This is something that people keep asking questions. They are still looking for answers. And it is something that myself, sometimes I still ask myself, what is my purpose for me living on this earth? Is it that maybe I'll just wake up early in the morning and go to work and come back? Or there is a major reason, a superior reason, or a purpose why God has brought me on this earth? There are so many people that have been able to identify their purpose on this earth. And you can mention a lot of them. But still, they are still looking for what? Their purpose on this planet Earth. You understand? So this topic is something that I term as what? As broad. It doesn't have what? A limit. It doesn't have a limit or a full stop to it. People keep searching each and every day. And you that you are listening this afternoon, I believe strongly that you are still asking yourself, what is your purpose for your existence on this earth? So the meaning of purpose means what? The reason for which something exists. The meaning of purpose means what? Let's take a look at the meaning of purpose. When I should ask what is the meaning of purpose, okay, what will you say? So it means that what? The reason for which something exists. The reason for which something exists or is done, made, used, okay, an intended or desired results, end, aim, or goal. So a purpose is the reason for which something exists. It's the reason why something has been created. It's the reason why something has been formed. Is the reason why something has been brought up for that particular thing to find its purpose and achieve. So when there is a purpose, there should be an action. When there is a purpose, there should be a correlative action to whatever your purpose is. Because you can't just have a purpose and you choose to sit down and watch your purpose be actualized. You have to take a bold step, a step of faith. That what? I have a purpose and I have to take this bold step of what? Achieving or making this purpose become a reality. Okay, so is the purpose of life just to come? The question we have to ask ourselves. Yesterday, I asked a major question on my platform. And I asked that what? Is the purpose of life just to come and occupy space, okay, on earth? Is it just what God has just created us for us just to come into the earth and just occupy a space? Okay, or there is a greater purpose for our existence? So this is a question that what we have to ask ourselves. What is the reason why I was brought on this earth? What is the reason why God has created me? What is the reason why I am living? Am I living to just, chase after things that I'm not supposed to chase after? These are questions that people keep asking each and every day. And this is a question that I also keep asking myself. That what? When I wake up in the morning and I rise up and I go to work, I ask myself, is this what I'm going to do each and every day? Okay. So this comes to what? This comes to the level where you have to ask yourself, that what? I have a purpose. There is something that God has brought into my heart. Mostly we find our purpose through the passion that what God has brought into our hearts. There are times that what you feel an edge, that what you have to have what a foundation whereby you help young but brilliant needy students or young ladies who are involved in prostitution and all that. And you realize that this thing keep coming. This thing keep coming. This is one thing that you have to know, that this is what God has assigned you to do. Okay, this is what God has assigned you to do. Okay, so these are things that we shouldn't take for granted. When we want to find our purpose and the questions are coming, the questions are coming, and the question you ask yourself, is the purpose of life just to come and occupy space? When you ask yourself this question, why am I living? Why am I existing? Why God brought me on this world? So please, apologies, please. I've been interrupted a little bit. So as I was saying, this is a question that we have to ask ourselves. That is the purpose of life just to come on earth and just occupy it, die and go back? Or there is a reason why God has created you and I to come and live and also do something special and leave a mark on this world? Okay, so this is a question that we have to ask ourselves. So is the purpose of life just to come and occupy space? So one question I asked, as I said earlier, so this are questions that we have to ask ourselves. I think I am being interrupted, and this is something I don't really like so much, so please pardon me. So this is a question that we have to ask ourselves. So what is the reason for our existence, or why has God brought you and I onto this world? So there is a superior purpose, there is a superior reason to why God has brought you and I onto this earth. And as I was saying earlier, I was saying that when there is something that there is an edge within your spirit, and you wake up early in the morning, you feel that Okay, so please, I'm very sorry once again for going off for some few minutes. So as I was saying earlier, the question that we have to ask ourselves is that is the thing that we are doing, is it the purpose for which God has brought us into this world? As I was saying earlier, before you find your purpose, sometimes there is an edge that you feel within your spirit, and you feel so much that this is what has been coming often, and if I don't take a step, it's like I will not find self-fulfillment. So when purpose comes and you take a step and you accomplish it, there is a self-fulfillment within your spirit. And this is something that we shouldn't joke about. So as I said earlier in my question, it says that is the purpose of life just to come occupy space on earth and die, or there is a greater purpose for existence? So personally for me, I don't know about you, personally for me, I believe strongly that there is a purpose for our creation. There is a purpose why God has brought you and I onto this earth. We were not brought onto this earth just to come and occupy space, but there is a greater reason. And we are going to take a deeper look into this question. So our first thing that we want to look at is that the purpose of life is not to be happy always. The purpose of life. And this statement might seem controversial, but it's a statement that we can have a response to it. And it goes on to say that it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it to make some difference that you live and live well. So what the statement is saying is that it is not our existence on this earth. It's not just to be happy, okay? But our existence is to be useful, okay? When we find our purpose is supposed to make us useful, to make us honorable to others, to make us compassionate. So when you find someone who has found his or her purpose, and the person has ventured into a way of helping people, the needy people, the people on the streets and all that, you see that this person has become a person that has found his purpose, and the person has become a person of compassion. And we have to, when we find our purpose make us so much to become compassionate about certain things, because our purpose God has placed a purpose upon your heart, and when you accomplish it, it brings It brings what? It brings a self-fulfillment within your spirit. So to have it and makes a difference. So our reason for our existence on earth is to make a difference. And the question you have to ask yourself each and every day is that what? The things that I'm doing, am I making a difference? Am I impacting what? Positive changes into the people that what you find yourself with? Or are you impacting positive changes among the society in which you find yourself? These are questions that we have to ask ourselves. So when you find your purpose is able to make you useful. It makes you useful. It brings you happiness. It brings you self-fulfillment. This morning, I want to ask you, go deeper within yourself and ask yourself, what is that one thing that keeps coming within your spirit? That what you just want to take a bold step when you do it and you find you have accomplished something that you have done that has touched the life of other people. Okay, most people, they found their purpose in music. Most people, they found their purpose in what? In arts. Okay, most people have found their purpose in business. Most people have found their purpose in what? In foundations. Excuse me. So what is that one thing that what has been placed on your heart that you keep asking yourself, why am I feeling so much about this thing that keep ringing in my heart? That is your purpose. Okay. So our purpose, one, for us to find our purpose, we have to look deep down within ourselves, our hearts, and ask ourselves that why is this thing keeps coming? When you find that one particular thing, you take a step, you develop an idea on paper. How do I accomplish this? When you take that bold step, you ask people who are around you and ask them, how do we do this? How do I go about this? You know, when a purpose comes, you can't just take a bold step at once. It takes time for you to develop it, for it to get mature, so that it can get to the level in which it will become a greater blessing to other people and yourself. So a self-fulfilled life can only be realized when you make a positive impact in the life of others. So that was what I said. So before you become self-fulfilled, you find yourself that you have self-fulfilled, like you feel relief. It's like you have impacted the life of other people. I believe strongly that God has given each one of us a purpose. Your purpose is not for you to come in this world to become what? A gangster. Your purpose for you is not for you to become a thief. Your purpose for your existence in this world is not for you to become a prostitute. There is a greater purpose for you and I. Okay? And if we can just get closer to God, He will make us to realize what our actual purpose in our life. So before you get a self-fulfilled life, okay, this can only be realized when you make a positive impact in the life of others. And you can only make a positive impact in the life of others when you have what? A purpose. A well-defined and identified purpose for your life. And this afternoon, I'm encouraging each one of us for us to inspire ourselves, that what there is a reason why we have been brought into this world. There is a greater purpose for you and I. And I believe strongly that so far as we take a step, as far as we take a bold step for us to achieve the things that we want to achieve and trusting God, I believe that what it will be a blessing for us. That was our existence on this world will not just be what we'll wake up and go this place and do this and all that, but what we'll find a purpose that will fulfill, that will make impact in the life of others. I believe strongly that what I have a purpose, and I know that you are listening, you also have a purpose. Okay, when God asked Jesus Christ to come on earth, there was a purpose for his coming, and his coming was to save us, for us to move from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And at the end of the day, when he was leaving, he left the Holy Spirit with us. This afternoon, I'm asking you, what is your purpose? Your purpose is not for you to indulge in what? In prostitution, okay, in stealing. One thing that I keep saying is that when somebody blesses you with a gift or with a work for you to do, you hold it very well, because you don't know where a door will be open to you. So I am encouraging you, whilst you are working, identify your purpose. Do something that what will impact the life of others, even though the impact will not be great from the start. But as time goes on, you see the impact. I believe that what little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. Okay, a friend of mine who lives in US and he's a pastor in US. I keep saying that he's an inspiration to me. We started in JHS, and this guy was most brilliant student in school, but he's from a poor home. You understand? And today, he has a master's degree in what? Accounting in US, and he's also a pastor. He's one person that keeps encouraging me. And he said, well, no, he has seen something about me, and this is what I have today. And he keeps encouraging me. He said, even though you are starting, a few people will watch it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just take the bold step. When the time is right, God will allow the rains to come. Okay, so this afternoon I am encouraging you that what? You should take that little step first and allow it to grow into something awesome. And allow, when it grows, when you are taking the step, God will allow the rain to come at the right time. Okay, so a self-fulfilled life can only be realized when you make a positive impact in the life of others. Positive impact in the life of others. So this afternoon, I'm asking you, who are you making an impact in their life? Is it your parents? Is it your brothers? Is it your sisters? Is it the people that you find yourself with? Or is it your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Who are you making a positive impact, a lasting impact in their life? This afternoon, I'm encouraging you to go out there to make an impact. Believe in yourself. There is something that God has placed in your heart. Even though at first it might look, very hard or very difficult to accomplish. But at the end of the day, when you take a bold step, and you are doing it, God will find a door for you to enter, and the whole world will hear about you. Okay, so to change things positively and also to transform life. So one reason why we have to identify our purpose, as I said earlier, we're not brought into this world to just come and occupy space. Okay, most people are involved in armed robbery. Most people are involved in prostitution and other things because what? They couldn't get the right guidance for them, for their steps to be led to their purpose. And it is my prayer that those people will find their feedback. Those people who have left their purpose, they'll find a way to come back. So the purpose of human existence is not just to stay alive, but identifying that one special and important thing to live for. So we all have one special thing, and that important thing, that's what we are meant to live for. Okay, you are meant to live for. So there is a reason why, as I keep saying, there is a reason why we are on this world. And we have to find that particular thing, that one important, special thing that we have to live for. Don't live for the drugs. Don't live for the prostitution. Don't live for what? For stealing, for armed robbery. It wouldn't help. It will not bring self-fulfillment into your life. Other people will not see what? The greatness in you. I'm encouraging you to stay focused. I know the battles of life are very difficult. They are very difficult. The tests of life, they are very difficult. But if only we can trust in our little steps. If only we can trust in our little steps. Our little steps will lead us to make a great impact. It will lead us to make a great impact in the life of others. For us to be a blessing that will live for so many generations. And our names will live among the people in this world. And our names will not fade away. Okay, so God placed us on earth for a reason. One thing that you and I have to know this afternoon is that God has placed you and I on this earth for a reason. And that comes with a purpose, which you have to identify and accomplish it. Okay, one thing I keep saying, when you go to the animals kingdom, the lion is the king of the jungle. Okay, the lion has identified that what? He's always a king. So the succession of the people or the lion from the when it dies away, the other ones that will follow up, they also know their responsibility that what they are the king of the jungle. You understand? So we all have a God-given purpose. And God will not make it known to you. The only way you and I can find our purpose is to go deep down within our spirit, deep down within our souls. Because each and every day, you feel like, what? I have to start this business, this company, this idea. And if I don't start it, it's like there is no self-fulfillment within myself. And that is the first point of contact. That is the first place that what you have to identify. That what there is this thing that God has placed in my heart. God is someone who doesn't lie. Okay? If most of the time we can, how many, there are times that what people will just see a lady, okay, and they feel something within their hearts. And they say, oh, Charlie, this girl, they feel her, I love her. You understand? That is a purpose, but it's another purpose from the actual purpose of life. So that is what I'm saying. So when God places something within your heart and you keep feeling about the same thing, then know that what that is a purpose that what you have to take. That is a step that you have to take. Because at the end of the day, when you don't take that step, you don't become what? Self-fulfilled. And I'm here to encourage you this afternoon. Don't look down on yourself. Don't look down on yourself because of the challenges, because of the mountains that are ahead of you, because of the walls that have been created around you. But what? Trust in your heart. Trust in God. And trust in the things that what He has placed inside of you. There is greatness within each one of us. There is greatness within each one of us if only we can stay positive. If only we can stay positive and draw away from negativity, God will fill us with what? With ideas. God will fill us with what? With insights. With the things that what will make impacts in the life of others. With the things that what will become generational thinkers, change makers, people that will make impacts in the lives of other people. God created human beings out of love. One thing that you have to know this afternoon is that what? God never created any one of us out of hatred. Everyone that is living on this earth has been created by God because of love. Even if you are a prostitute, you are an armed robber, you are a thief, you are involved in so many things that what society has frowned its face on. God still loves because He created you out of love. And for the purpose of sharing love. Okay, so I said earlier that what? Anyone who has found his or her purpose, okay, the person has what? Compassion. The person has to be compassionate or has to share compassion. Okay. And for the purpose of sharing love, you have to have the spirit of compassion. So human beings were created to love God and each other. God created mankind and He gave them a purpose. He gave them work. So God has created mankind to share love, and He has given each one of us a purpose, a work for us to do. And I am asking you, what is your purpose this afternoon? What is the reason for which God has brought you into this world? and it dawns on you for you to rise up and find it. And when you find it, I know my purpose. I know the things that I have to do, and I know that I have to take one step at a time. And when I meet the right people, I know those things will become visible. So this afternoon, you have to know that what God created mankind and He gave them a purpose. He gave us a purpose. Each one of us to do that purpose, or for us to do that work, so that mankind will experience God's goodness and reflect His image. When you read the Bible very well, the Bible says that what? We are the image of what? Of God. Okay? And it says that what? Our purpose is for us to reflect the image of God. God is somebody who is a person in his own way, that He's full of purpose. Because if He never had purpose, He wouldn't have created this world. Okay? The last time I was asking somebody, and the person said that there is no God. And this is a theory that, by the grace of God, through the Holy Spirit, I've been able to reveal to me. And it says that what? If somebody should say there is no God, the first question you have to ask yourself, who created you? I think science will have an answer to this particular question, which would deviate the actual reason why or who created us. Then the second one you have to know is that what? When you were born as a child, you had a parent. Okay? Look at the existence, look at the operations of the human existence. When you go home, there is someone who you call a father. When you go to the office, there is somebody who you call the boss. When you go to the animals kingdom, there is a king in that kingdom. When you go into the market, there is someone who takes care of the market. Even when you go into the bush, you realize that what? Every tree has what? Its senior. You understand? So it should tell you that what? Man was not brought into this world by a formation of certain scientific basis. Okay? There is a higher order. There is another authority which humans that we answer to, which we have to know. We didn't come into this world just because of certain scientific formations. Science will tell you that what? Sand and this thing came together, a human being. Then how? These things are spiritual. You understand? There is God. And if there is God, we are also, when you read the Bible very well, it tells us that what? We are gods. We are gods on this earth. And if we are gods, you have to understand that what? We also have a purpose for which we have to accomplish. And this afternoon, I'm here to ask you, what is your purpose? What is the reason why you've been created? You have to find it. Just pray and ask God out. God should give you the spirit of discernment so that you can be able to discern so much that what? He will feed you with divine insights, that you'll be able to know your purpose. So the true purpose of life is about identifying your gifts and using them to contribute to the world. The world needs you and I. Our society needs you and I. The company in which you are working with needs you and I, or needs you. The country in which you are needs you. Okay? My pastor was saying something that was, most people, when you go to the church and they ask you to pray for politicians, you realize that everybody, because your party is not in power, so you don't want to pray for the politicians. By the end of the day, when they take a decision, when they take a decision and the thing doesn't go well and it goes badly, it will affect you and I. That is what we are facing. The politicians we see today, they weren't like that when they were elected into office. But what? There is a power that what controls certain things. And if you are not strong enough, those things will deviate you from your actual purpose for which you have been placed there to do. So the true purpose of life is about identifying your gifts and using them to contribute to the world. You and I have to identify our purpose. You and I've spoken so much about how the processes you have to take for you to identify your purpose. And it is very, very, very important. Certain times you need people who we call coaches, people who become mentors, people who can mentor you for you to be able to shape your vision, to shape your purpose very well so that you can be able to achieve it. So this afternoon, I'm asking you and I, what is our purpose? So why are we born? Why are we born? We all hope that our lives have a meaning. You and I, we hope that what our life has a meaning, have a reason, or has a reason why we exist. Though most are still searching for the purpose of life. Okay, this is something that we all do each and every day. We are still looking for our purpose. We are still looking for it, even though when you look for it and you find it, we are still taking steps for you to achieve them. Okay, just take a conscious steps or a conscious step of you identifying your purpose. Search for it, and at the end of the day, you find it. So one question I would like to ask this afternoon is that what? One question I would like to ask each one of us is that what does God intend for us in our future? Do you know it? What does God intend for us and for our future? What God intends for you and I is for us to find our purpose. Because through our purpose, during our moment that we are able to find our purpose, that is when what? We find self-fulfillment. When we touch the life of other people, that is when we find self-fulfillment. And what is your purpose in this life? So sometimes we feel within ourselves that what? There is more to life than what we are doing now. And this is something that myself, I feel. I think I was telling somebody that was, personally, I think I can do much more than what I'm doing now because I see myself that what I have gifts. I have so many gifts, you understand. I'm somebody who I see myself like I'm not supposed to be sitting at one place. Okay, but for now, this is where God has placed me, so I have to respect that and allow myself to grow. Okay, so this is a question that each and every day people ask themselves that what? Within ourselves, we ask ourselves that what, or we tell ourselves that what, there is much more to life than we are doing now. And it's very true. It is very true. So there must be something more to life. There must be something more to our lives. There must be a purpose for our lives, something we were created to be or accomplish. There is something more to life than what you are doing today. There is something much more greater than what you are doing today. Okay, it's not about picking your things, going here, coming back and all that. That is the question that we have to ask ourselves. That's what, is this what I'm going to do forever? Is this what I'm going to do forever? There is fulfillment in touching the life of others. There is fulfillment in doing what others could not take a step to do. Okay, so from beginning of time, humanity has searched for answers to their question pertaining to this. So from beginning of time, humanity has searched for answers to their existence, including you and I. Okay, including you and I, from those that have lived and died. Most of them have been able to do what they were brought on earth to do, and they were self-fulfilled. And at the end of the day, when they are dying, they said, "Oh, like I am okay and I can go to my maker." You understand? So this is a question that what humanity keeps looking or searching for answers for it. So we question if there is more to our existence than what meets the eyes in this world. So we ask questions. That what is there much to what you are doing now? There is much. There is much. And it is my prayer that we all have the grace, or we all find the grace for us to be able to get to the level in which we are supposed to get to. Okay, it is by grace. And when you see somebody doing well, when you see somebody doing something amazing, don't envy the person. Okay, don't envy anyone because they are doing something great. Learn from them, get close to them, and ask them, how did you do it? And how do I get there? You understand? Then you ask them, they will teach you, they will mentor you. If you can't even get close to them, you learn more about them online. You read a lot about them, their life lessons, their mistakes, the things that they wish they could have done and they couldn't do. And pick those insights, pick those ideas, and use it to develop yourself. So I keep saying there is one person that what inspires me. And I keep saying one is Dr. Mensa Otabil. He is a leader who has what? A well-planned purpose. Okay, and a woman called Gwen Ado. When you go to Instagram and you look through Instagram, you find her name is Gwen Ado. This woman has gone through a lot in life, or has been through a lot in life. Excuse me for my bad English. This woman has been through a lot in life, and God being so good, she's been able to build a health center. That's a company, health center in Ghana, and that is the biggest health center in Ghana as well. And this woman is doing well. From she being an escort to where she is now by the grace of God, through the guidance of the men of God, she's doing well. She has found a purpose and she's self-fulfilled. And now she's humble. That is what God does with people. So if we can be able to humble ourselves and allow the people who are ahead of us to guide us, we'll get to places. There are times when we see people who are ahead of us or they are leading us and we don't respect them. There is a grace upon each and every one. It is God who makes kings. It is God who appoints kings. It is God who transforms lives. It is God who appointed David to become king of Israel. You understand? And even though people look at him that he is too young, but he became one of the greatest kings that the world has ever known. So when you see someone that the person is a leader ahead of you, the person is doing what the person is leading, and the person is younger than you, please still give that person a due respect. Because there is a grace that the person carried. That was why the person has been made a leader. You understand? But when you try to overtake, that is when it's like everybody has an altar. Okay, and every leader has an altar. Every leader has an altar. So the moment you try to overtake, the altar will surely fight against you. And there is a purpose for their leadership. And we should never disrespect anybody's purpose. Okay. So one important thing that we also have to know is that it is important to recognize that this human existence has a purpose. Our existence, or the human existence, has a purpose. That we are here to grow spiritually. That we are here to grow spiritually. One of the purpose or the reason why God has brought you and I is for us to grow spiritually so that we can go back to where we came from. So that we are here to grow spiritually, to know God and to merge back in God. So this is one thing that we have to know. So one, it is important to recognize that this human existence has a purpose. Our existence as human beings, we have a purpose. That's we are here to grow spiritually. We are here to grow spiritually. I keep telling us that there is a reason why God has brought us to this world. And we're not brought here to just occupy space. We are not like Martha. Excuse me, not Sister Martha, but Martha. We are not like Martha. Okay? But we were brought here for a purpose. And if you and I can just identify that purpose, trust me, we'll do amazing things. We'll do amazing things. So we were sent here to realize our true nature, our souls. One thing I have to know is that we're brought here, or we were sent here. Here is not our home. Here is not our home. Here is not our home. We're brought here to realize our true nature. So first, our true nature, we will be able to realize our true nature when we find our purpose. We'll be able to realize or make an impact through our nature. Okay, when we are able to find our purpose. So our reason for our existence is for something that we have to do. Something that I have to do. Something that you two have to do. Excuse me. Something that you also have to do to transform life, to change life, to make an impact in this world. Okay, so the source from which we emanated. So we are here to make an impact and go back to the source from which we emanated, or we came from. So trust me, we were brought here for a reason. And each and every day we have to make a conscious step, or we have to take a conscious steps of finding that particular thing for which we're brought in this world. So the ability of you knowing your life purpose is the first step towards living a truly conscious life. So the ability of us knowing our life purpose is the first step towards we living a truly conscious life. Okay, a life of purpose provides us with clear goals and vision. So a life of purpose will provide you and I with what? A clear goal and vision. A set finish line that you want to reach. So when you find your purpose, you are able to find your goal and your vision, where you are going to. Okay, and it gives you a clear picture to where you are going in future. So I'm encouraging each one of us this afternoon that we should take a conscious step of finding our purpose, because our purpose will take us to our next level, the place that God has created for us, the place that God has prepared for us. Okay.